Hello everyone, and I hope you're all having a great day today. Now, I must say that I don't usually make these kinds of videos because I don't feel like getting on that type of drama wagon. But I want to prove everyone, once and for all, that RileyCS is a hacker, so that we can end any debates that are still up. I will show some of his clips on Twitter and discuss them all, on how his movements, situational awareness and reactions are, and what they should have been in actuality. Now before we start, I was one of the assistant admins on one COD 4 zombie servers. Shout out to Raw to Revolution SOG team for me being part of that community from 2013 to 2018. And it's been a great time there, and I'll never forget it. And throughout my COD years, like I've played COD 4 for many years extensively, and I've seen anything and everything. And I can recognize a cheater when I see one. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so he's blasting two guys, okay, the other one just jumping in his line of sight, but now look at this shit. To the left, he obliterates the guy in the corner. Okay, and then the second guy was next to the wall, and then immediately to the two guys that were to the right of him. Now, just... Alright, let's break it down again. So, he goes into the room, he instantly snaps to the left, okay, that's not sus. But... when he goes to the second, and then the third guy, boom, and then the fourth guy. But like, the accuracy, like here, it's, realistically speaking, like you can get in there, you can, realistically, like without aimbots, you can take down 4 people if they're not aware of you and if you have really good aim. But the problem is the snappiness, again. These are not smooth mouse movements. It's way too snappy. It's way too fast for human hands. But now, the second part of this clip, which is on a different map. Now, we have a big open map. Now he's shooting at a guy from far away with a machine gun, about 30 or so meters. Like, okay. But then, he instantly snaps to a target that's behind a rock. Now, why would you do that? You wouldn't. Nobody would. So, my guess here is that besides the aimbot, he also has ESP. And now, what is ESP? Like, there are multiple branches of ESP. And I'm gonna talk more about them throughout the video as well. But now, the point is, you wouldn't know someone is behind a rock. Like if you're not looking at the minimap, you still wouldn't know pinpoint location of the target. Like you would probably go behind a rock, lie down, wait for the opportunity for someone to come in, and then you blast them. Or you would find a little cover piece sticking out where you can pull out your gun and probably try to shoot at the enemy to suppress them. But here you just keep shooting. What I mentioned about ESP. So ESP has multiple branches, like I said, and let's say one of those is minimap reveal. Like for example, even if enemy is not shooting, they're always going to be revealed to the hacker on the minimap. Or you can have something like highlight enemies, no smoke, no grass removal. So it removes smoke particles. It removes grass. So let's say you're lying in grass and the hacker has a no grass cheat on, and he can perfectly see you like you're in the open with a neon sight above your head. Or if you throw a smoke grenade, the hacker has a no smoke hack on. Well, the smoke particles are not rendered on his end, so he can perfectly see you behind the smoke, and then he would kill you, and you would ask yourself, how the fuck did he know I was there? Like at that specific point. Like yes, people will still shoot through the smoke, like in case of trying to hit something, you know. But you'll see later in the video. So yeah, this is pure multi-hack. And now let's continue watching. Okay. Boom. Headshot, dead. And now this is a good part. Now, we have a gunner on a Jeep. And that was a perfect tracking of a moving target. Perfect. Alright, and now he's snapping onto many different targets from the open area. Like I said in the first part, it's way too snappy. It's not realistic. He's barely missing anything, if anything. So yeah, on to the next clip. Okay, he's taking out one guy, then the second guy, and then the third guy, who I would not spot at all. I wouldn't see the guy. Like, there's a small window of opportunity here. Like, you can barely see if you're really paying attention, if you have really good eyesight. But again, that's snappiness. And now this part. Okay, you notice the guy here, so he probably toggled on his aimbot because he would probably not have enough reaction on his own to counter that camping guy in the corner. Alright, then he revives the guy, and now this snappiness. Man, that almost perfect 180 turn. And right now, these two, like, if you have maximum sensitivity, you could potentially, like, take down those two, but very hard. And now this guy was right in front of him, so yeah, easy target. And now this part. Alright, boom. Alright, usually when you take on the guy who's in front of you and you spotted the guy to the left, you would take out the guy who's left. If you were not aware in a split second that there's someone coming from the front that's actually facing you, and he would take you down. But yeah, he obliterated all three guys in like 5 seconds. Alright, how would I do it? I would track the first guy I spot, as he's going to the left. I'm gonna have my eye focused on the left side, and I would spot the guy who's unaware of me to the left. And then when I would take care of the first guy, I would go for the second guy. And hopefully get him before the third guy that was behind the first guy kills me and stops my small spree. Now that's how I would do it. But yeah, this guy just snapped to the third guy, and then he finished off the second guy. It's just insane. Alright, and for the next clip, I just want you guys to watch it. The awesome aimbot hacking. Jeez, like, are words even necessary to describe this whole fucking clip? Again, the snappiness, the situational awareness or non-awareness, just letting the aimbot do the thing on its own, going from people in the bus, outside the bus, behind the cover, like behind the boxes and debris, like pinpointing them right, like, on all sides. It's just no, dude, fuck no. And in case you probably don't know, some of the YouTubers already pointed that out, that RileyCS sucked ass the day one. His aim was all over the place except on target. But the day after, he got quote unquote godlike aim. Yeah, come on, bro, you can't be godlike in one day. So yeah, this is just horrible clip. Truly disgusting aimbot. I mean, any person would be just stopped right there, like halfway there, if enemies were aware of it. Just yeah. Next clip, I'm gonna show you from Modern Warfare. Oh, and oh boy, this was the most disgusting clip yet. I swear. It's just watching Modern Warfare gameplays. It just makes me feel sick. Well, again, that target acquisition is way too good. It doesn't matter if it's a close off small map or it's a more open bigger map. He just doesn't give a shit. His acquisition is way too good, way too snappy, way too fast, way too unrealistic. Going from the left and right, front and back, like the guy was in between the boxes in the container, and he had perfect acquisition. And also noticed a lot of headshots there, a lot of headshot kills here. Well, like how he was entangled in bottleneck position on top of these containers, how he defeated the target in the front. That was easy, but snapping to the target in the back, almost 180 turn. Yeah, like you can expect somebody from behind, but again, that target acquisition is just pixel perfect, spot on. And then the guy that was on the right from the second opponent, like yeah, he just got in the way. And again, just look at all those snaps, and all those target switches. And again, a lot of headshots. Like as soon as there's one pixel of your opponent sticking out, when you have aimbot on, it doesn't give a shit. It will acquire the target. Yeah, I think this is way too good of a proof. You can't convince me otherwise. And like I know there are people who still defend RileyCS, saying he's not a cheater, he's not a hacker, that it's all legit, but they're just defending him because they want to be on that defending side. And I know there were more dramas on Twitter and other social medias, like calling people who accused RileyCS of cheating transphobes because RileyCS is a trans person. But that's not an argument, dude. Nobody gives a shit who you are, what you identify as, what are your pronouns. Nobody gives a fuck about that. If you're a cheater in a video game, in an online game, nobody wants you here. Because you're a cheater. Because you're ruining people's experience with the video game. That's it. Nobody was asking for your background. If you're a cheater, you're not welcome in our game. That's it. So this virtual signaling is just unnecessary gaslighting, and just makes the situation worse for RileyCS. So there we go. I mean, like I've shown here many times already, and try to explain the snappiness, the target acquisition, the target switching, the pinpoint accuracy with like great amount of headshots, just way too unrealistic. So in summary, it's pure aimbot that can be toggled on and off easily. It definitely has something like ESP because he used it in Counter-Strike, and he also probably or most definitely uses no recoils here. So that's a multi-hack. And with that said, this concludes once and for all that RileyCS is a cheater and he should never be trusted in whatever game he's in. Immediately watch out for him. So yeah, I think I'm done with this guy already. I just can't stand this amount of cheaters. I always hated cheating in online games, so I'll never do that, and I'll always call out cheaters, no matter who it is or what. Because I had a subscriber, and I subbed back to help him out, but then when I found out he's promoting multi-hacks, I immediately unsubbed and I disliked his videos. So there we go. Oh boy. So yeah, that was a big That was a big video to dissect. Even though, yeah, at the end I got lazy when it comes to analyzing, but I think you all get the point. It's always about watching the movements and the way how people react in specific situations. Are they legit or they're not legit? And like, you gotta have experience. You gotta know the game inside out to know the mechanics and the map layout. What, for example, what can be wall banged, what cannot, where enemies might spawn. And besides, being good at the game yourself, so you can easily identify any inconsistencies and errors. And yeah, and so that's pretty much what I have to say. I hope you guys learned something new today, and this knowledge will help you identify some of the hackers. Like if you spot somebody with an aimbot or aim assist. So yeah, thankful this guy didn't have wall hack. That would be way too obvious, but screw that. But yeah, now I'm gonna cool off, take a rest, because I definitely need it. And that would be pretty much it from me for today. I wish you all a good day. I want you to stay safe and to take care as always. Wish you all a good day, and this is Crossover Gamer signing off. See you next time. Bye bye.